Hi, Quinn Miller, Managing Partner of Tenzing Pacific Services. In today's video, we're going to look at the two most important benefit categories, and that's inpatient and outpatient. So what is inpatient? What is outpatient? What types of treatments are covered? How does it affect the price? And some other tips when making that decision for yourself and your family. So first, we'll talk about inpatient. Inpatient is a mandatory benefit. You must have it with all insurance plans. So what inpatient typically includes, it requires you to be admitted to a hospital, typically overnight, and this covers your more major things. So think about things that don't happen frequently, but when they do happen, they cost a lot of money. So that's going to be things like surgeries, intensive care, the room and board, all of those expensive tests, nursing, dressing, inpatient physiotherapy, inpatient dental, anything that happens while you're admitted to a hospital, typically overnight. Inpatient plans with modern providers do come with some outpatient benefits that are related to more serious types of things, such as outpatient cancer care, emergency room coverage, pre and post hospitalization, which is outpatient directly before or directly after a covered hospitalization, and a few more depending on the provider. So what is outpatient? Outpatient insurance is going to be your everyday doctor visits for minor injuries, minor illnesses, where you go see a general practitioner, a specialist, you get some tests, you get some treatment, you get some medication, and you go home. So specifically within outpatient, it's going to be covering things like consultation fees, diagnostic tests, prescribed medication, physiotherapy or chiropractor, outpatient mental health services, and things like annual health checks. Those are benefits that are typically included in all outpatient benefits. So what is the difference in price? A broad rule of thumb is to add outpatient, you can double the premium. Okay? When people take outpatient, they want to use their benefits. So they tend to go to the doctor more. Insurance companies know that, so they put an additional premium for you to take out those outpatient benefits. So broad rule of thumb is double the price if you include outpatient. Ultimately, that depends on the level of outpatient coverage you have and any limitations or sub-limits of benefits that there may be. On a low end, it might be 30%. Typically speaking, it's about double the price to add outpatient. How to determine if you need outpatient benefits? Well, think about it. How often do you go to a doctor? When you go to a doctor, how much money do you spend? Okay? If you're not somebody who goes to the doctor a lot, you may look at just paying out of pocket for those things and focusing on an inpatient policy to cover those big ticket items that could cause serious financial harm or stress. If you're the type of person who prefers to go see a doctor, you're going to more expensive tier 1 clinics, you may want to add outpatient services. Any other advice I would have on this is if you have inpatient and outpatient first, you can then downgrade your benefits in the future, but you cannot do that the other way. So if you're deciding, should I have inpatient, should I have outpatient, it'd be better to start including outpatient. And then if you realize you don't need it in the future, at your policy renewal date, you can downgrade. If you try to upgrade in the future, they're going to treat you like a brand new customer, and it can be problematic to do that. My final, most important piece of advice is the primary purpose of insurance is something you have to remember. And that's to cover the big ticket items, the things that can cause serious financial harm or ruin. Adding outpatient is a cherry on top if you can afford it, but it's not mandatory. So your number one focus is to be with a quality provider that offers guaranteed renewal, cannot kick you off your policy. So don't downgrade providers to a lower level or a local plan just to add some minor outpatient benefits. You need to think about the big picture of what would happen if there was a $20,000, a $50,000, a $100,000 medical bill. And that's going to be covered with a higher quality international standard provider with inpatient only.